6-1, 6-1, 6-1.
Welcome back. That's Kei Nishikori. I know the next man, the man with him. But Kei, we saw him at the US Open. He was almost there. And also look at the ATP Tour finals. The World Tour finals, you also see the guy there. But after that match, which he lost in 3 sets, I said, watch my finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Congrats, guys. We are now number 5 in the world. The other experts are in the house. You hear me?
Good afternoon, Ken. It's good to be here. ATP Tour Finals. Djokovic back on number 1. I know my friend and colleague, opponent, exactly, I've been rooting for Federer. The probability that Federer will actually make it back to number 1, but that was cut off, done and dusted at the last tournament prior to this. That was the French, the one we had in France. Exactly, Paribas. But we saw what Djokovic was able to do for the 3rd time. He's ending the year as number 1. It's been a very, very good season, I must say. We saw new kids coming on the club, talking like the likes of Kei Nishikori, one of the fastest tennis player. Until, like you said, we saw what he did at the US Open, and the first Asian to make it to this particular tournament at the O2 Arena.
Even to play in the finals.
In the finals. Yes. So really, for me, it's been a wonderful season of tennis. Nobody also gave Federer a chance. Federer upped his ante, upped his game, and here we are talking about the ageless Federer.
So let's make Jimmy happy.
Ever since Djokovic gave back to Stefan, he's been unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable.
So
fatherhood, it does a lot to you as a man. You see, when you look and you see that you have replicated yourself, you want to do well again, so that the boy or the child will look up to you and say, yes, this is my dad. And I must say, Djokovic has really, really been in top form. And for me, it will really take a stopping for Federer to stop in at the finals.
Okay, Jimmy's here. Jimmy, let us start with this match. I know you were happy when it was almost a double barrel against Andy Murray. So people like us were, all I was thinking when I went out match was Jimmy, and let it not be double barrel. I was praying, and when he got got that particular one game, and then the O2 Arena,
in France again.
That was the way old man want to humiliate a young man.
And Andy Murray, I've said it. I said it a long time ago. Andy Murray did not perform all season long. Forget the fact that he won three tournaments. Coming into this
qualification,
playing over 33 games
let us look at
to make sure made it up to the
particular competition is coming at a time when majority of these players are already fatigued. He had injury problems. He came back. He started defeating almost everybody on the court. Now he meets his masters. He had no choice than to go down against Roger Federer. That has been very imperious all through the season. There was no way Andy Murray could have done more than he could actually offer. The truth has to be said. Andy Murray, he's done well coming back. He's now taking care of himself better. But when he plays against the likes of Roger Federer, you have to up the ante. You have to give a lot more than you actually do have in your tank right now. So I think it was a very fair game. I would have loved to see a double barrel, but if you say we don't want it, no problem. 6-0, 6-1. It has to be the most embarrassing defeat for him in a very, very long time.
Okay, but target was averted.
It was averted.
Okay, so I'm still with you. Let's look at today.
1917. 8-12 advantage. 1917 between Roger Federer and Djokovic. Unfortunately,
who was 19, who was 17?
Oh, Roger Federer.
You always fly the Federer kite, no doubt about it.
But you have to admit this. Roger Federer has given us a lot of excitement, a lot of things
no doubt about it.
Be very happy about. I've been able to see Roger Federer win 5 titles this season. This is something I never expected myself. He's done very well, apart from the fact that he comes out a year when he becomes what we call Baba twins, Baba Beji.
Yeah.
Having 2 children. You were talking about Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, fathering Stefan. there are only like 10 people that have won Islam and that are top as champions, that are top as world number 1, 2, 3, 4, that have been able to do that as fathers. Because you have to look at the strengths of being fathers, being at the top of your game when you are, when you have the patrimonial duties to do. So, these are the things that we should talk about. Novak Djokovic, very fantastic for him. Roger Federer, very fantastic. This is the kind of finale that we want to see. We want to see the best of tennis, and this is being gotten. You ask yourself, what happened to the younger ones? The likes of Cilic, the likes of Nishikori. What happened? Because you expect that, despite the fact that they came very good into the into this ATP season, a few of them.
Do you see Federer winning?
I don't see him winning because it's got to be said. 168 minutes having to play against Wawrinka, as against 88 minutes of Djokovic defeating Nishikori. That's a whole world of 80 minutes to contend with. It's going to be fatigued, for crying out loud. And Djokovic is very talented. I'm not too optimistic. No, I'm not being too optimistic for the first time because you have to look at the fact that
I think I love that. I was going to say the game today
played a 3-setter.
No doubt about that.
How many setters did he play in the Federer?
But he did it in lesser minute than Federer was able to dispose of Wawrinka.
He's got more time to rest.
And Djokovic for who he is. Djokovic is very resilient. It's going to be the resilience of Djokovic against the brilliance of Federer. But on a good day, who is going to come out top? For me today, I think it's going to be Djokovic.
Special mention, Wawrinka. Although it buckled when it mattered most, he imploded when it mattered most.
But you see, for me, I'm happy that young kids are coming off on the World Cup.
They did perform throughout this competition.
You
did not perform.
Majority of them coming up against the first 10
out of the first 11 matches.
Grigor Dimitrov.
Dimitrov didn't
make it. He almost made it.
But he didn't.
Milos, it was
a quad injury.
Exactly. Ronnie was injured.
I mean, those are the two kids I'm looking forward to. Probably want to see them. Garbage, yes, plays there, but in terms of consistency, it's been Grigor and Milos.
Exactly. They've been quite consistent on top this year. And I think I see them stepping up their ante next season. And I feel for me, Nishikori is not far away from a Grand Slam. Winning a Grand Slam.
We used to talk about
he played imperially.
Exactly. In that second set.
We used to talk about Big Four. What do we have now?
Okay.
We have like a big set.
Remember that Nadal is not a picture because of injury. And when he comes back, he's the man that normally makes somebody to cry. Okay, let's briefly look at Formula One. Before we left last week, we're talking about the Brazilian Grand Prix. It did come, yes, and then Rosberg started on pole and finished the race. So right now, he cut down Hamilton's lead from 24 to 17 points. That means going into Abu Dhabi, something really is going to happen at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Sure. Like I said some 2-3 weeks ago, I said this Formula One season has been a very, very interesting one. You would say it's been a battle of the drivers from Mercedes. Yes, we've had
intra-party.
Exactly. All the hype, all the talk this season has been about them, not Formula V, where we have a single driver dominated the season before. But for me, going into the I said it was going to go down to the wire, and it has lived up to expectation. Anybody can still win the WDC as it now.
Between both of them.
Between both of them.
By the way, is anybody?
No,
either of two people.
Either of two.
Why
if Rosberg does win, it will be unfair. Hamilton. How many races did he win?
It doesn't really matter. He was always on the podium.
Exactly. He was always on the podium. That was maybe quite close.
Hamilton went five wins in a row. But that didn't change. That didn't change. When it matters, they got to pick the vital point.
Exactly.
And that is the thing. You might be picking one, but the guy has. Hamilton has about two or three races where he did not finish.
Exactly.
And that counted more. I think Rosberg didn't finish just one of the races.
But are we not talking about the ingenuity behind the plan for double points? You ask yourself, a driver knows some very, very funny fate on the last day. What happens?
First,
and this driver and all
mathematically, if both of them make
you win the race now 25 times.
25 times
you have 50.
50.
Right?
Yes.
You come second, 18 times 2,
36.
36.
36.
So we're not talking about 14 points here.
14 points,
So
okay.
if Roseburg wins at and then
Hamilton comes second. Hamilton will still win the WTC.
we become
We are
champions.
contextualizing the fact that it is about Hamilton. For me, it becomes very unfair if Roseburg does win.
Why?
For example, it's the same if Hamilton. Hold on, Yemi. If
We all
Hamilton
know
does
this at
crash,
the beginning of the season.
No. You're talking about
It's not
the
as
fact
if
that you had already know.
It's not as if
But it was
they're
actually
shifting the goal
criticized also.
Whichever way you want to look at it, this is not the first sense.
This particular plan, I think, was actually structured to favor teams like Ferrari.
But
Then Ecclestone actually told Motenzomolo that you guys are not competing well enough.
Okay.
It's not like the Formula 1 guys.
They are trying to get something like a final, a grand finale.
exactly.
What we are saying there, but they are also saying probably that this is the last time. They might not try it.
Exactly.
And on the
At a
partition,
point,
Ecclestone says he doesn't care whether the young ones support Formula 1. If it's 70-year-olds. They cannot afford
Insensitive.
They cannot afford to support.
That's very, very sensitive. You see, for somebody of his caliber to make such a statement, I think it's
He rules Formula 1.
He rules Formula 1. What we are saying, he needs the big teams.
He needs the big team.
And the big teams are actually supposed to encourage more of this, more like
young people, let them
just like Toro
for you to say you can't even discountenance your fans. You can't even say what are they want. Exactly, it's not done anywhere.
No, he's talking about
teams.
quality and not quantity.
Okay.
He said if the young ones cannot afford, for now it's about money.
Okay, Qatar and Marussia, they are having problems right now. Nobody's talking about it. Force India, they are complaining. Sauber, they are complaining. So is it supposed to be about McLaren? Is it supposed to be about Ferrari? Is it supposed to be about Mercedes? We need more teams to make it more competitive.
As it is.
Okay. We'll come back to that next week. We'll devote a lot of time to talk about that when we come back next week, because that is where, in the heat of Abu Dhabi, somebody is bound to buckle. Somebody may not finish. Somebody might have, they might clip your wings from the rear. It has happened a lot has happened in this Formula 1 season. When we do the submission here, my guys will pick out those turning points, those highlights of the season. Gentlemen, while we're running off this segment, just San Marino, after 61 matches,
got their first point.
Without
you qualify.
I mean, when you fail, you keep on trying
until you get it right.
They played 61 matches, they lost all 61.
Kuta never win.
Exactly.
Yesterday, they got a point.
They got a point. Congratulations, San Marino. Congratulations, San Marino. And a party shot from me. And also congratulations to people of Oyo State and especially people of City. We are back to where we belong. Exactly. We're going to be playing in the LA League. We gave you our all this season, but unfortunately,
some idiot are thumping you guys down.
whether you like it or not, we are back to where we belong.
No, there is this club, stationary stores.
Okay.
Forget the fact that they were relegated this season.
Whether we get to we take a break from this segment, and when we do come back here, we have the transformer in the house. We have super in the house. Even if they are going down, it's excitement. Go nowhere. Channel Sport on Sunday. This is where it happens.